we go from now is, I don't think that, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't look at the phenomenon as far as where the black people go from now, because, like I said, in the universal rule of any type of phenomenon as far as what the ancients say and how the system goes on the earth plane is, the masses ain't gonna never do shit but what the ruling elite have for them to do.
That's right.
So I'm really not really concerned about where the masses go, because the masses gonna do what the white man says. He tells them to line up and give blood, they're gonna line up and give blood. He tells them to put a flag out there, they're gonna put a flag. If he tells them to all y'all motherfuckers to go to the Coliseum out here tomorrow, you better be there, you're gonna get locked up. They will go there and they'll drop a bomb on them. But the masses are gonna do what they say, because the masses refuse to adhere to any type of information outside of what they can get off the TV. So that means that breaks it down to the least common denominator, conscious people. And like I said, when the building fell, I saw something that happened that paid off for the last 14 years of me being in some type of alternative reality.
Right.
And I'm saying alternative reality, I'm talking about black people who look beyond just your everyday life and say something's fucked up out here. Conscious black people. In some form or another, even if they were searching, even if they was in the Nation of Islam, even if they was in this group or that group, somebody that does things out of the norm or just being ignorant. And the first thing that happened it was split down the middle. The few conscious people was like, in a way, it was a form of joy. Not in the necessary of looking at the tragedy aspect. But they was looking and they knew that what they had been studying and what they had believed in the last 10, 14, 5, 3 years is real, that there's some shit going down other than just 1975 when you used to live in America and you drive your car to work. So on one hand, people were like, this is some amazing shit, and the brother turned to me and said, man, this is the beginning of the end. And conscious people have been calling, they've been interested, and they want to know what the hell is going on to fit what they have already learned. Now the rest of the Negroes is in tragedy. And so these people is in tragedy, this is the ignorant part. They're going to do the same thing what everybody else do. Whatever that damn cracker say for them to do, they're going to be on the front line. You see what I'm saying? They're going to be on the front line. They're going to be that way. So I think the question to ask on what they're going to do, or when she asked the question of what do we do, I think we're already doing it right now by discussing this damn thing. Discussing this thing. I think that from now on out, you ask the question, now you just got your orders in the aspect that you was trying to find out. Well, I got the house for you up here to try to make a difference. Well, that might be for a reason. Because your orders might be cut and dry now, because what it means here is the difference is going to be that people are going to need answers. Those people that know that there are alternative answers. And therefore, your question here is basically to keep giving the information that you're giving right now. See, right now, sometimes it's a spiritual war that's going on. Sometimes the information is greater than you just going out here. You know, because we know the whole thing. You got to go buy water. You got to go buy grits. You got to go buy beans. And yes, we understand that that is a part to be, that you can say in the long run, if it comes down that you can prepare for. But I don't think there's some things you can't prepare for when it comes to a spiritual side. And that's what I'm saying is that we got to listen to, on one hand, we got to listen to what the Arabs are saying. Because we're saying two things is going on here. I'm going to give you two scenarios tonight. Go, what's that? Go ahead. Yeah.
What I mean is, as far as where do we go from here, I'm saying with us as being at the level that we're in,
right.
How do we create a different situation? Because it's like, okay, we out there, you know, this is like the end.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's like, so what we gonna do? We just gonna be conscious and wait till we
know. Different situation is being created for us. See, it's like the ice melting around your feet. I already said that there's a black hole. Now, that's exactly what you said. We're going to have to go into. We're going to go detail into that tonight. But for the first time we see a glitch or we see a break in this matrix, the different situation is being created for us. Only thing we got to do here is we got to be conscious enough to understand what is happening and what is going on. What is happening and what is going on as this stuff occurs. I think that the course that you already own is the course that you're already taking. See, I think that we're trained that we always have to do something in the aspect, and like I said in the 1960s, we had mass movements, we're always in the street, we're always doing something, but we were not using our minds, we were not tapping in spiritually, we were not analyzing.
That's right.
So we did stuff and then we looked up 5, 6, 7 years later and we were like, where the hell did we go and how did we get in this situation? I think right now it's a time to tune in. It's a time to tune in.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And what I mean by that here is some things at this particular time, the machine or the actual dragon is too big to do something per se that's going to make a difference on the mass form. But I think it's now going down to the part of tuning in and being aware, and I think that we move this thing based on our minds being alert. Remember they say America on alert. Yeah. You got to go by a scenario. Well, if they say America on alert, we know that they on the alert because all the motherfuckers want to kill somebody. But we know on the other hand, we need to be on alert because we know there's a spiritual phenomenon, and that's what we're going to try to dig deeper into tonight, is the spiritual phenomenon. Now, it's the spiritual phenomenon as far as being on alert. I think now is not the time to go out in the mass aspect and try to do all the protests. We got to get the people ready and all that bullshit. Because they say don't cast pearls to swine.
Right.
They say that you light shine in the darkness, the people can't comprehend it, the people comprehend it not. I think right now the key here is to work with the energy, or work with the doggone light minds that has been afforded, have come together.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? And outside of that, don't wear yourself thin. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying the people that come in your path is the group that you work with on this type thing here, because the other people, they got the government telling them 24 hours a day, this is the way it is, and they're going to look at you like you fool and say, that's some bullshit. You see what I'm saying? So I think one of the keys is you already doing it. Now the key here is to get into some other side of what's really going on, because I'm telling you, there's a greater warfare that is actually going down. And I'm answering your question partly, but I'm going to give you a greater explanation as we go on in this particular aspect right now. But the point I'm trying to make here is, obviously it's got to be something to the flip side of this, because we know that the physical side, they're just telling you to be on lockdown. They're telling you, no crop dusters, no this, no that, close the borders. And they even told the doggone people the other day, they said, well, we can give you security, but it's going to cost you your goddamn freedom.
That's right.
Remember Franklin Roosevelt, not Franklin Roosevelt, Benjamin Franklin said, this crapper said, to give up freedom for security means you will end up with neither. So now they told the people, they said, yeah, we will be able to protect you, but it's going to cost you freedom. Meanwhile, you must understand that there is no terrorism. The only terrorism is the terrorism that the United States invented for themselves.
Right.
First of all, this is the first thing they do. They make you think that the Arabs and all kinds of people outside of white people are very dumb and ignorant. This is the way they do some form of mind control. Now these Arabs ain't stupid. They know there's a big-ass United States. You understand what I'm saying? But they make you think that the Arabs are dumb and ignorant, that they're just going to just hate the United States because it just represents this evil entity. Yeah. Well, no, the Islam is goddamn almost 2,000 years older than the United States, and they never doggone decided that before. Well, we see them blowing up car bombs in Israel, yeah, because Israel was occupied by a doggone alien cracker.
That's right. Check.
An imposter masquerade as the original Hebrew.
Yeah. Check.
You see what I'm saying? And these people were basically fighting over their land. And that's been the bulk of the terrorism that we found over the last doggone 50 years.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? So let's get this thing straight. So it's not a matter of this thing here. They ain't never attacked America before.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? The key here is the only terrorism is the one that America invented for themselves. Now, this is the key here. Now, we're in the black hole. Remember now, this Bush came out and said that we are at war and we will deal with the perpetrators. That means in actuality, because they are the ones behind this shit, they're going to deal with their own self. But now we need to go, so they're going to deal with their own self, you see what I'm saying, on what's actually going on. And what I mean by that is that it says, in a spiritual aspect, the judgment, the way you will be judged, you will set your own judgment. Right. You see what I'm saying? So they got to be very careful now, like I said yesterday. Be very careful on how you do that. 2 days from now, or 3 days from now, it's going to be 3 weeks. And these bugs ain't here to look out a snake, Mr. Big Bad America. Because they scared. Because they know that there's some stuff going down, and they know that in actuality, if they move too far, because see what they're doing, they're riling these people talking about holy war. Right. You see what I'm saying? They're talking about holy war. Now, jihad. Now, they understand, and like I said before, that America ain't won no war in this century. No matter how much they tell you, they was allies in World War I. They all came together. They fought the Germans in World War II. It was Europe defeated the Germans with a little bit of American help. World War II, it was the Russians in Europe defeated the doggone Germans with a little bit of American help. Okay? They lost the Korean War. They lost the Korean War.
Right.
They lost the Vietnam War.
Check. Check.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
and then they say to fool people, we're going to go to war with doggone countries as big as New Jersey. And basically that's what they've been fighting. They've been fighting states. And calling that military might. You see what I'm saying? And they talking all that terrorism bullshit. I want to ask you, they say we must fight the evil terrorism. Well, I want to ask this question here. Did they say anything about fighting the goddamn IRA?
Nope.
The Irish? What is the Irish Republican Army? They ain't said shit about fighting no IRA. And these people have been blowing up shit in Europe for the last 50 years. See what I'm saying? They ain't said nothing. You know, the Irish didn't even come up in this shit. And you think that when Irish been doing shit, the IRA, the Irish crackers been devastating people. Yeah. Did they say anything about fighting the damn Irish about terrorism? Nah, damn thing. What's that?
Jonas Savimbi in Angola, who they supplied, they blew up a train a few weeks ago. These killed over 1 million people in the last 25 years in Angola. So he was financed by the United States and South Africa to destabilize the Angolan government.
Are they fighting terrorism on the continent?
Nope.
You see, they say we must fight terrorism. Terrorism is the evil cat everywhere, but my point is they ain't mentioned Ireland. You understand what I'm saying? These crackers been doggone blowing up shit, you know what I'm saying? These crackers got doggone social unrest right in this country.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They ain't said nothing about them crackers from Ireland. They ain't said nothing about no damn militias. You see what I'm saying? But they're very careful about this because I'm going to tell you it ain't got nothing to do with none of that. It's got to do something with something spiritual. We're going to go into that in a few minutes. Give me some more questions right quick before we do something. What's that?
You mentioned Bush a minute ago. Do
Yeah.
you think this bomber is related in any way with the election that was stolen, the presidential election?
It's all part of the same science. Now, let's go back, because this is, see, sometimes if you want to get a firm footing on things, you got to damn tie in 12 or 13 factions to get a full picture of what's going on. Now, let's go back to the election that went down. Number one, there's a spiritual side and there's a physical side. The spiritual side was that Mercury was in retrograde. Now, you might go, oh, I don't believe in all the same. Let me tell you something. The United States government believes in this shit.
Yes, sir.
Don't let nobody fool you.
Right.
We got glimpses that they said, oh, Nancy Reagan is going to her astrologer. Right. Then the next thing they know, they caught your girl going to her astrologer. Hillary Clinton. Now, they said Mercury was in retrograde in November, and they said when Mercury is in retrograde, you don't supposed to have no binding contracts. Because any binding contracts will dissolve. Now, look at this thing because it was a festival going on. Number one, it was again in the 11th month when the doggone aspect happened with the actual, with the election. Now, if you go back and get any videos from the night that the election happened, and you look at the picture of America, you will see that they had both the Democratic Gore was in blue and Bush was in red. And if you look at the states on the election, other than the western half that wasn't even established at a certain time, but listen, you look at the states on the election, and if you go back to 1861, during the time that the states became divided over the issue of slavery and the Confederacy and the Union, you will find out that the states of the Confederacy was Bush and the states of the Union was Gore, and they was divided identical to what they were in 1861 when it comes to this doggone election. Except for the western part of the country, which wasn't established at the time.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So we're talking about a mass ritual going down on how they was going into courtrooms and opening up courtrooms every day, all the way up to the Supreme Court, and they were stalling, and they said that we're gonna do this thing, and they shut the doggone government down, and they said what? They said America owns polls. And they shut the government down till 12/12, December 12th. You see, and 12 times 12 is the number of the apocalypse. 144. You see? America on hold. This time you got America on attack, America on alert. So this thing here is a mass ritual. Why is it that they're going to elect a bumbling idiot or the leader? But even in Nostradamus, they said the world being at the near its end, they will, America, the greatest country, will elect the village idiot as their leader. What's that?
It's funny because my spirit said, look for any opening that came up in the case of what happened. And the first thing I ran into was Bush was in school supposedly on vacation. And he ended up, when the first plane hit, he ended up, sitting there watching, I guess. And then after the second plane hit, he turned to one of his workers and said, gentlemen, we are at war. Now, how in the hell he know who we at war with? How he know who we going to war with?
It could very well have been inside the borders. That's what I'm saying. You don't think it could very well be somebody inside of the borders. So we need to be careful with this because we found that out with Timothy McVeigh and Terry Nichols. And we know that that was a whole thing too, but still the point I'm trying to make here is this thing clearly that way, but you got to understand this particular part too. The Pentagon thing, why is it that they said they even announced it, the doggone so-called Joint Chiefs of Staff, and even the Congress was in bunkers? Before it just happened. 7 floors under. You see what I'm saying? Was in bunkers and stuff. Now, like I said, we knew it was coming, but like they said last Saturday, if the airline is running at 18%, if they don't get it up to 80% by the middle of October, the country can go into a financial disaster and can fall because your airlines affect every aspect of the culture.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Every aspect of the culture. You see what I mean? Now, going back to this key here, going back to this, because we got to understand this particular part, because we're going to go into the spiritual aspect of this. Spiritual aspect of this is, well, if you're not going to go after the IRA, the Irish Republican Army, you're not going to go back up after they got all kind of terrorism on the doggone continent that America put in there. Hell, they killed almost what? How many people in Rwanda? Huh? Close to 1 million people, and ain't nobody even flinched the eyeball in 1994. And you didn't go after the man in Kenya when he blew up this thing, but like I say before now, knowing the Arabs and knowing their relationship with black people. Yes, there were slave traders and there is racism, but the point about it is when it came to public national policy, they always, when it came to the United States, they got under the United States skin by sending the black people home in Iran. Remember they sent the black soldiers home? They always do stuff like that. It is not characteristic of the same Arab people to blow up the Kenyan embassy. It's not characteristic. So we know that that sounds like some stuff that they didn't want to blow up nothing in France and Germany because we know the government's behind it. They said blow up to Africa.
That's right.
It sounds just like it comes right out of the out the white, I'm trying to tell you that the Arabs, although the Arabs have things, they are not, they don't have a history of doing that type of thing to the actual Africans when they know that the American embassy in Kenya, 98% of the people that's going to get hurt going to be black. That was white people.
Right.
That was white folks.
Yep.
As far as we know, that might not, as far as we know, because first of all, we do know that Osama bin Laden is a government agent. We do know that. Now, he didn't hate America enough to go to fight a war for 10 years against Russia. For America. Now, I said this last night and I'll say it again, that, which is very key now, because this is where the spiritual part is going down. Now, two things. From what we know about Israel, they know that every bullet and every bomb and everything that they get their hands on that comes from Israel to kill them got USA on it.
Uh-oh.
We know that. Now, I was lucky enough to go to school with a guy from Palestine whose brother was instrumental in taking over the Munich, Germany Olympics thing back in 1972. And he told me if America just gave them 2 weeks and didn't interfere in Israel, they would take Israel in 2 weeks. But they ain't fighting Israel, they fighting the American government, and they calling it the Israeli government, but it's America they fight. So we know why that portion of the Arabs hate America. But the other key here is you must understand, is like I said last night, and I'll say this again. They went to Afghanistan in 1979-80. They went to war with Soviet Union. This was a primary example on why America at that particular time, who knew they got their ass whipped in Vietnam, so we can't get in no major war with nobody. But we can use this opportunity to get in a major war with Russia by funding the
Taliban.
The Taliban are the people in what's the name of it? In Afghanistan. And they put millions of dollars up in there to fund them. And what happened was they had a 10-year war where Russia lost anywhere from 25,000 people.
Right.
15 to 25,000 people, and the Arab world lost 1 million people defending democracy. So the Arabs fought the war for America and lost 1 million people.
Right.
Now, meanwhile, what America does, in 1979, America gets out, 1988, 1987, 1989, America starts pulling out of the damn war because they knew the war was already won.
Right.
So they pull out of the war because they knew that the Afghanistan had already kicked the Russians' ass. But what they do, they leave the Afghanistans alone and they don't even go over there and leave them and pull out and don't have nothing to do with them and then rebuild their country. But yet they rebuilt Germany back, they rebuilt Japan back, they rebuilt all these damn shit that were a little bit lighter, but they didn't do nothing. In Afghanistan, which was damn near paradise, became a living hellhole, a mud hole, a shithole.
Right.
And they didn't build these people country back for them. Meanwhile, 1 year later after they doggone won the war, fighting Russia for America, America turned around and the Berlin Wall go down, and America becomes friends with Russia, and they rebuild Russia, and they put money in Russia for the last damn 10 years. Right. And the Arabs looking at this shit saying, wait a minute. Here are the people we went to war for, and we sacrificed 1 million lives, and made our lives a living hellhole in damn Afghanistan, this war zone, and here it is, the same America that we went to fight their enemy for. Now it's hobnobbing with their enemy and giving money to the doggone Soviet Union.
Right.
Now, this is all setting this shit up for a spiritual thing and a spiritual warfare and all, because we got to understand that America is up under judgment. We got to understand that Uncle Elijah Muhammad said and called it the fall of America. You see what I'm saying? The fall of America. The Apocrypha, one of the books that wasn't added into the doggone canon of the Bible, or what they call it. The Apocrypha says that there will be an eagle, there will be an eagle that will be ruling over the world. And there will be a young lion that will rise up and crush the eagle. You see, the Hermetic text says that there will be a group of Egyptians, because this stuff is all going to come back down to us. Because whether you like this shit or not, I'm going to be honest with you. There might be something that there might not even be no such thing as no doggone Osama bin Laden. He failed to show the fuck up. The last couple of years, the only thing I've seen is some damn 20-year-old footage on this motherfucker. You know. He said there might not even be no Osama bin Laden. That might be the joke. But meanwhile, they won't produce no Osama bin Laden, but you're going to be on the lockdown up in this nation. That means that this thing is still centering around us. You see what I'm saying? Still centering around us. And that's one of the keys of this thing here. Because, like they said, the key here is that this thing is about security, and so therefore we don't know nothing about Osama bin Laden at all, because here it goes again. They can't go to war with Afghanistan because the simple fact that's contradiction, because number one, we're talking about terrorism. And not only talking about terrorism, how can you fight terrorism? These are individuals. So the whole concept is a facade. So meanwhile, there is no war. There is no war to go against. The only war is to lock down America.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Now, if Osama bin Laden blew up the damn World Trade Center, why the fuck I'm getting searched yesterday? You know what I'm saying? And I'm getting searched, and I'm supposed to be the victim, because everybody's in mourning. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody's in mourning. And I don't even think the people even in no doggone mourning, because I know America's a cold society. We love shit like that.
Yeah, right.
We know there wasn't no mourning until they said, hey, we're supposed to be in mourning. And the next thing you know, all the people flying their flags and crying and all this kind of shit. Because we talking about mind control, and we talking about how they put this thing down people's heads.
Right.
But remember again now, they're still telling people to pray for America. Pray. And in Atlanta, they got the mortar buses, which is the name of the bus system there, moving Africans rapidly through Atlanta. They got the mortar buses and stuff, moving Africans rapidly through Atlanta. On the side of the buses, they got prayer. Prayer.
But it's supposed to be in vain.
And now that all the goddamn supermarkets, and all your doggone Walmart, Kmart, Kroger, all your fast food, in the middle of the thing, they're going, we must tell you, in light of the incidents and so and all, we appreciate your shopping and all this kind of thing, and something about the Red Cross and give blood and give all this kind of thing. And they're pumping this stuff in the supermarkets, the drugstores, and all this stuff.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You see what I'm saying? And all that, they're pumping this particular thing that's going down. You see what I'm saying? And what I'm trying to say here is, why are they telling people to pray? Then we get this. They're telling people stay away from the dark side. I'm like, well, what is that? What is the dark side got to do with somebody getting in a plane and dropping a bomb, and running a plane inside a World Trade Center building? And my point is, what is all this prayer about when the people are already dead? And why you saying God bless America when the shit done went down? The people are dead. You don't even find no bodies. You see what I'm saying? It's something else that's going on when the preachers and everybody got in the middle of this doggone thing. You see what I'm saying? Got in the middle of this thing. And I'll say again, how much money does the firefighters need when those women are going to get the salaries? Like when the firefighter dies, they get the salary. They get the salary. The wives get that person's salary for the rest of their life. Well, what the hell are they raising money for the firefighters for?
There you go.
You see what I'm saying? And this is the other thing also, too, because it's a form of mind control. Because, see, in order to get people under mind control, you're going to lock them down, you have to get them to fall in love with the authority figures. And this was very key that was happening in New York. We sitting there, The building blew up. They just was bragging on the cops in New York's finest, the cops. Hold on. These motherfuckers ain't down the street looking out for looters. Like I said, seemed to me, it seemed to me, there should have been some niggas hitting some banks them days. Right. But all of them cops was walking around. They're in the dust. Now one sister said, that her husband is a cop. He said, I'm going downtown. He said, he go downtown, he go into the back of the building, and he put dust all over himself. And then he go and he chill in a coffee shop, or he chilling some shit eating, and then come back and all this kind of thing because it was such a disaster down there. They couldn't even account for people. But he put the dust all over himself like he knows. Yeah. But the point I'm trying to make is this is the key what I'm trying to say now. Look at this. Woo. They ain't keeping no peace. Hell, ain't nobody down there. They got the building locked down. They got the streets locked down. They got the bridges locked down. They got all the shit locked down. But this is the point I'm trying to make here. They studied the whole time in New York. They're saying, New York's finest, New York's finest. The cops, the cops, the cops, the cops. We can't tell them about no firefighters. They wasn't fighting no damn fire. They got one big hose going in a goddamn hole. This thing, there ain't no fire no more. It's just a damn disaster, and they just put water on shit. So they ain't got no firefighters going in over the building. See, they're playing some shit on people here. But they got, the cops, I'm there, what are the cops doing? They ain't arresting nobody. The cops ain't supposed to be around there no more. How many goddamn security guards you need around the doggone disaster site? But they got the entire police force out there all covered in dust. It wasn't even there when the shit went down. Because the cops knew about the ride. Now I'm going to show you this was mind control now. They was talking about New York's finest. I said, well, these fellas ain't stopping no loot. They should be downtown, up there where them crackers is, with the diamond district, the clothes district, or whatever. They're supposed to be doggone stopping social unrest in the street, all this down there where the building burned up. It's too fucking late. Right. I said, isn't this interesting? They talking about firefighters, and then mainly they was talking about the New York finest, and they just standing around eating donuts. Right. Meanwhile, I'm saying, they ain't said a damn word about that nigga pulling them steel beams. Or them people down there digging the people out. They didn't say shit. Ooh. They was steady talking about it, interviewing the police officer. I'm like, wait a minute. Now this was when they were still thinking they got bodies to be saved. I said, why ain't you praising the motherfuckers that pulling that rubber up? Right. Say, this is backwards. The police ain't doing shit. The disaster done occurred. They ain't got nobody to arrest. Right. Even if you say it because Bin Laden boys is in the goddamn rubble. That's right. So what are you doing down there? You're not stopping the looting up the street. Niggas, the police officers, New York fine. They just interviewing all that. You ain't saying shit about that big fat motherfucker there down there covered in mud trying to dig up the bodies. Because that's a civilian. Yep. You see what I'm saying? Right. They tell you in the movie Starship Troopers, the civilians versus the doggone citizens, or the enlisted. Now, check this out. The reason why they do that is because this whole release effort that the movie stars and all of them had is they got to get you to fall in love with the authority figures. Right. So when they come in your neighborhood and lock your ass down, you won't be hostile to them because they done went through some shit. They don't do shit. That's right. That's right, man. You know what I'm saying? Stop the police officers. That's right. What are they even doing down there? But that's a part of mind control. Now the people that dug up all the people you don't even know their names. They got crews coming from around the world, we don't know nothing about it. And they ain't saying nothing about it. The only thing they're talking about is New York Times and Giuliani, who is talking about the racist. That's right. There you go. And what they turn on master race, all of a sudden, now he gonna run for office again. Right. And I said, man, when Giuliani got here, he was so damn good until all the black people were like, man, we really like this mother. I'm saying, this is the same man that done played your ass for 8 years. And he was so good until I was like, damn. It was his shining hour so he can run again. So he can run again. So I'm saying is they deal with the mind control and all, but they're trying to get you to fall in love with the same assholes that's been policing our community and serving white community. But they've always served white people, and white people always have a relationship with the black cops.
That's right.
Excuse me, with white cops. We ain't had no relationship. Hell, our relationship is a friend. We ain't got no black cops just hanging out in the hood. You be like the police officers, stuff like that. They become alien to our dog.
That's right. There you go. Check.
You know what I'm saying? They become alien to our community. Even like we was talking about today. Even the brothers that get on the force and they still be cool. I said about 2 years they're gonna be a whole nother entity.
Right.
Right.
Because they make you fall in, they make you hate your race. This is a form of mind control to come out of the way they doggone orientate your ass in the police academy. But the point I'm trying to make here is they want to make people fall in love with the New York finest and all these police officers like America coming together. So whatever decision that America make, no matter how vicious and brutal it will be, America will accept it because we don't went through this trauma. Or this thing that got America, we all came together on this shit. There ain't nothing wagging down. We ain't came together on this shit. They still kicking niggas up the ass every day. You know what I'm saying? They're kicking niggas up the ass every damn day. I don't give a dog on a cracker out here and some other thing. I ain't bit more doggone in love with him than I was doggone before this shit happened. But they doing the doggone mind control and stuff. So whatever they come vicious with you, you'll accept the shit. Because we all Americans. We got to stick through this terrorism. And they saying evil. And here's the British. Okay.
1 minute.
Yeah, here's the guy that come from Britain saying that this will go down in history as an unspeakable act of terror. I'm like, is this the British talking? Didn't the British take over the entire planet?
Right.
And kill more goddamn people in the doggone air? Than death itself? And he gonna say go down in history? But see, they can play on people with all the foolishness, and all of a sudden the white man ain't never did nothing.
Yeah.
You see, he never did nothing at all. But they pumping this Arab thing and all, and like they saying, you doggone right they got these crackers up here scared to get on planes with Arabs. Because they done put the mind control on the people because nobody tries to study nothing. You see what I'm saying? Nobody tries to study nothing. So this is the mind controlling the thing that they're going into. Now, we're going to end this tape, we're going to go to the restroom, and then we're going to come back and we're going to go into the spiritual side.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. You cool?
Right.
Hey, man.
New tape, brother. We rolling.
We're on the road. I'm on?
You on?
Okay, now we're back. Like you said, to join the end up on this thing here, we're going to go into the esoteric portion of this thing, or what's going on and all. What is our side doing and what is going on and what are they really scared about? First of all, like I said, that Giuliani rose to the hour for them. Remember now, this guy was on his way out. He'd already had the affair with the woman. And they found that out. He had prostate cancer and all. He went from there. He was on his way out. Now he done rejuvenated his career. And although he ran both terms, they get ready to change the laws for him to run another doggone 8 years. And so in that alone, that's going to show you that these crackers can do what they want to do. And like Hockey Mata do this said one time, the only damn laws was made for niggas to follow. White people don't follow the laws that they make. They break the laws, they don't. That's why they say rules are made to be broken. Laws are made to be broken. But they don't follow those laws and stuff. And they're going to show the people, the American public, that in so many words, that this man here was one of the most racist mayors there was. You see what I'm saying? That they're going to show that this man can be almost like a dictator. And remember now, this is the same people that killed Amadou Diallo.
Well,
Shot him, 41 times? Now, that was a ritual within itself, but they're trying to show you that the same mayor that was over the doggone city to kill Amadou Diallo, which was supposed to... Now, remember now, the same Rodney King case got rid of the police chief out in California. What's that guy name? Gates. Got rid of him, but now this killing here, the mayor's over this thing and ain't nothing happening. The key here is that it's all to show you that it's a form of a dictatorship, but America is under judgment for Amadou Diallo also.
and the Haitian dude.
And the Haitian guy, Louima, although he got paid, my point here is he's the man that gets shot 41 times. And black people was in on letting him go. That's why black people perish in the doggone building. Because there's always casualties of war.
Right.
And see, my point here is in this particular time, my point here, it's amazing how they talk about justice and all that kind of thing here. And just 2 years ago, they had that case. That was down here a year ago that they finalized that case. and let the police officers and all that walk.
That's right.
And now they talking about justice because of some goddamn building.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And they let that walk when they have a brutal gang style murder. You see, just so people are under judgment. But right now, what I want to deal with is also tying into the case of the death of Collins.
Yes, sir.
I want to put that down in there as Exhibit A to show that this was a aspect of that. Put it on the tape also. I didn't deal with the death on Collins for a while, but what happened was during the time of right before I was supposed to go to New York, I got a call from his second in command, and Malika. And the sister Malika called me just out of the blue the night before, right back before I flew out to New York, and just said she was going to drop the story. See, what happened was apparently Coakley was dealing with the subject. But then all of a sudden, Coakley was scheduled to go and speak at the Slave Theater, or what they call UAM in New York. And all of a sudden, Coakley called in and said he couldn't make it because, in so many words, the Black Panthers had threatened his life. So in so many words, a lot of people were speaking out against it, was silenced all of a sudden because they got threatened by the Black Panthers. But then again, I'm on another whole dimension and stuff like that, so that don't even enter into my realm as far as my dimension, as far as what I deal with and all like that. I'm not a part of that particular scenario where fear or anything like that. So what happened was when the thing went down and all, I decided, because I got several things, and almost like the man was speaking from the grave. And I decided to give my rendition of it because I was involved in a certain scenario with Colin when this all went down in this particular aspect. Colin had a son that was not speaking to him. A son named California, the one they call Farrakhan. They have one named California. Yeah. California is a son that looks identical to Colin. Muhammad. He looks identical. I mean, you can't tell them apart. He just looks younger. So what happened is, over the course of the summer, I got Khaled's son to start speaking with him. Khaled told me, because Khaled was living in Atlanta at the time, he came and told me, he said, I want to thank you because my son started speaking to me and all. Because I told him, I said, this ain't when your son's going to speak to you, but it's going to be on your own time. So anyway, the son was speaking to him and all, and anyway, the son got in touch with him about 2 weeks before he made the transition. And they had a good bonding and union and all, because the son told us, I don't think you got a long time. I don't think you had that much time. But anyway, the son was convinced that, so many words, it was a natural cause because he knew his father so-called had high blood. But this is the point what I'm trying to make. The son was so-called convinced about that, but there was only one problem about this. When the night that he fell out on a Monday night, the son called me on a Tuesday night and said, Pop's in the hospital. He fell out from a brain so-called hemorrhage. And I said, well, what are they doing? And he said, well, the doctors is all saying there's nothing that they can really do. There's nothing they can really do. They're just going to wait about a day and make sure to see if the brain, if the blood drains off the brain. And I'm like, well, first of all, he don't even need to even be in a damn hospital. I mean, we talking about any kind of figure that goes up against the government. When it goes down to their health care, if they fall out, they're supposed to have some type of clause or something, or some type of understanding with their spouse or whatever. If I just so happen to damn fall out, well, I can't make decisions on my own. Take me to Miss Rudolph, take me to the Spider Woman, take me to damn Mr. Bubba, take me to whatever, but don't take me to no hospital. I said, so that's the worst problem anyway. You going by what these damn white doctors say? So, I thought that was kind of bogus. But anyway, they said they wasn't going to do anything. So he said that he was waiting for, They was waiting for the other son, the young Farrakhan, the one little Farrakhan who was like 15 at the time, to get down. To get down so that they could make the decision on whether they was going to take him off of life support.
Right.
Whether they was going to take him off of life support. So what happened is that he got down and they decided to take him off of life support. But when they took him off of life support on that Wednesday or something like that, he lived for a day and a half. So that meant that this man was at the point that they could save him.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And they got plenty of people that deal with aneurysms and go through aneurysms and survive. And apparently this was one of the cases because he did live for a day and a half. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So now they got the Black Panthers and all them down there and all, and they telling people, we guard this brother's body and we gonna make sure that nobody gets into the doggone hospital. I'm like, well, hell, there ain't the motherfuckers coming into the hospital. You need to worry about it. The motherfuckers in the damn hospital.
That's right.
You see?
Yeah.
So apparently, he was suspended between a dimension, whereas if the person knew what they was doing, he could have very well been, his consciousness could have very well been restored. You see what I'm saying? But with them white doctors, they just decided this is Khalid Muhammad, we ain't doing jack shit.
Right, they didn't want to do that.
So anytime you got a damn man that lived for an hour, for 2 days, for damn near close to 2 days, or a day and a half, or they said close to 2 days, then that meant in actuality, in so many words, they could have saved it. My point is, the tragedy is we can get into how many times, what type of thing that did happen. We get ready to go into that particular part on what got him there. But my point here is he still could have been saved. You see, had someone knew that you don't take people of that caliber to no regular hospital, that you know that when you fall out, you can't ask this damn white man to save you.
Right.
Now the key here is, number one, they say he came out with a brain hemorrhage. Most people come down with a brain hemorrhage just fall out. But I don't know of people that throw up twice. Now, Alika calls and says that he was murdered. She said because there was some guys that was close to him, that was around him, and they got on the doggone street. They got on the road from New York to D.C., and they was poisoning him all along.
Damn.
And they said that they knew something was going on because they're talking all this aneurysm shit, but it was interesting that they got eyewitnesses in Washington, D.C. that saw him throw up in the restaurant, in a fast food restaurant in D.C. They got all these people, remember that, and he was able to not have an aneurysm enough to get on the road and drive all the way down Atlanta from D.C. and then throw up that night.
Right.
And pass out. So they called Malika up, and the wife and them called Malika up and said, and some of the other people, they called him up and say, well, he is thrown up and he's passed out and he's thrown up. They said, well, fine. Malika said, look, what you really need to do is you really need to get the sheets. Because he's supposed to throw it up on the bed and on the rug, on the floor or something. They said, well, get the sheets, and that way we can find out whether it was poison. They said, we don't wash the sheets. Any food, or you don't wash no damn sheets. So she said, well and fine, that's fine. You don't wash the sheets. She said, well, go and do this. Go and get a razor blade and go peel up part of the floor that he threw up on, because they could still get the contents of the doggone, whether it's poison or whatever, off the floor. None of that happened. They done mocked and all this shit.
Ain't that quick.
Right. So in so many words, he got poisoned. You see what I'm saying? And these people that was close around him did this, and it was a coup d'etat all the way down from not only him, but even Farrakhan and all that stuff was in on it. Now it's interesting because his son, the same one California said that he went to save this day in 2000. And Farrakhan looked down and said, you know, me and your father, we are at odds right now, but you're going to be the one to take this thing on, as if to insinuate that something was going to happen. You see what I'm saying? So you're going to be the one to take this thing on. Now, it's an interesting thing because the son California, who was is close with me, the other son Farrakhan, and the wife, who just so happened, whose father was actually a Boule member, his wife, all of them, the entire family is sticking to the story that it was a natural death. I'm just interested here. That it was a natural death. Now, the interesting thing about it here is that, first of all, he fell out and he was in the hospital way out in, was it Kennesaw County? I think it was Kennesaw County or one of them counties out there. But the problem here is, wherever he was a doggone in the hospital was damn Clanville.
Right.
You see. So there's a lot of stuff going on here, but they're sticking to the story. And I'm trying to say, if my father had gotten poisoned, I would want to know whether it was a doggone, or whether, if my father just fell out, I would rather want to know whether it was he was poisoned, or whether it was he just died of natural cause. But I just wouldn't just up and just take the white man's word face value.
Right, I wouldn't either. I heard
See,
break
but
like
the
that.
sons are all, and everybody is sticking to the same thing. But this is the scenario that also, too, they took the brother out because the simple fact, it was time in this particular scenario, because when they do this whole Muslim thing, you see, then they can't have nobody
Black motherfucker like him.
that will be speaking out and saying, this is bullshit, waking people up. Now, another thing also, too, is because you got to get his take called Revolution 101. He did a comprehensive, now it just so happened that College did a comprehensive study on what happens when they lock down a city or when they lock down a place based on martial law,
No shit.
and when they lock down America. Now, isn't it interesting here that the man who laid it out, his take Revolution 101, I think it was sometime in the fall of 1992, he did this tape, and it was literally genius on what to do whenever the cracker roll on you and lock down the city based on martial law. And isn't it interesting that this profound information that he gave, and he was one of the experts on this thing on what to do, he was the one that they would take out knowing that this shit is getting ready to go down. You see what I'm saying? That this thing is getting ready to go down. He would be one of the main ones, you see. So this is amazing how this whole thing goes down.
Yeah.
Now, also, this is something that also happened too. Around the same time, they get ready to do it in this city as well as they get ready to do it in other cities. Around the same time, around the same time as Sirius rose, some people in Atlanta started coming down with this so-called quote-unquote West Nile virus again. They done found 2 cases and all, and they've already started dropping this melathion, this particular stuff. They started already dropping this melathion, this particular stuff, with this West Nile, with this West Nile virus. The interesting thing here is, I got the stuff off the internet, and they were saying that in actuality, what they're actually dropping, this melathion or whatever this stuff is to stop the consciousness of the people, or to stop the illumination or evolution of the people going to a spiritual level. So whatever it is much greater than just some West Nile shit. This is all going on at the same time. Now, it's interesting here, because they came in and they tested the water, they tested the mosquitoes, and all this type of stuff here. But the key here is, this is going to set up the catalyst for the rest of the country and all, because they got this whole thing going on, or they did have it going on, and they did it this particular summer right here in Atlanta. So all this is going on at the same time. Now, this is another key thing.
Go ahead.
You got the 4,000 Jews or crackers that didn't show up at the World Trade Center.
Yeah.
But remember, 2 weeks or a week before the World Trade Center bombing, wasn't it the doggone America and the Jews that pulled out of the racism summit down in South Africa.
Right.
Because the South African and the other people, when they were saying racism, they pinpointed Israel as the chief racist.
Right. Zionism, racism.
Zionism and racism. You see what I'm saying? It was plaguing the world.
Right.
And they used the incidents of the Palestinians as a case of ultimate racism, and America being that Israel, why do they call it the state of Israel? Because Israel is the 51st state of the United States of America. So they had to pull out of the doggone racism summit because Israel is America.
You right about that.
It's the 51st state. Why do they call it the state of Israel?
Right.
Because it is the 51st state of America. And that's the reason why they had to pull out of the racism summit, because the simple fact they was talking about America being racist.
Right.
You can't have that. Now, why is that? Because they understand. Now, first of all, it's a spiritual reason why it is the 51st state. Because America and white people figured that they had to survive. They had to have some type of people that somehow can fit into this so-called, quote-unquote, messianic realm. But, now this is the way white people think, because we know that they are the Israelis. You see what I'm saying? Other than the Israelis, they are the fake imposter Jews, or the fake Hebrew,
Right.
other than the original Hebrew.
Right.
So, but this is the way they do things, even though they're fake, but still yet. The way they look at it is that they still have some type of, based on something in Moorish Spain, where they came from, they have some type of black blood mixture, which is all just completely wiped out now. But still yet. But still yet. They think that this is their only link for them to be in this messianic line of people, and they're going to keep Israel as the chief fountainhead of America, because that's supposed to be their pulsation and their heartbeat. You see what I'm saying? Now, this shit is shaping right up with this holy war shit. You see what I'm saying? And this is why we have to look at this thing, why the 4,000 people of Jews didn't show up that day. This shit is at the heart of this thing. Because now what we're getting into is a messianic war. You see? And this racism summit in South Africa, that Israel and the United States pulled out because Israel is the 51st state, all coincides. You see what I'm saying? Then the next thing you know, it's a war on the Arabs, who are the ones that's directly in link with the damn Jews. See how that thing is connected? And what they ain't telling you is that the day that they had the doggone, plane hit the building, and they telling you that the damn Palestinians was over there clapping, somebody is saying that them goddamn pictures is down there at least they're 5 years old. There it is again, that old ass footage. You see? This old ass footage. Here it goes again. Not only are they trying to see, this is funny, because there's a book called The Invention of Israel. Not only did they invent themselves as being a messianic people by taking different histories of the African people. And remember, before World War II, the only people that was the messianic people who had gone through that suffering in the annals of history was the slaves in America, or in the Americas. You know what I'm saying? It was the slaves in the Americas. Those were the only people who had gone through that. After World War II, they had not only had people that they killed off a portion of those people so that they could fit the doggone scriptures. You see what I'm saying? But also they set up the state of Israel, which was first supposed to be Uganda. You see what I'm saying? The cradle of civilization. You see. So, the first one's going to be Uganda. So, what we have here now is, we have something that's going on here, whereas not only were they trying to fake themselves into the annals of history of being a messianic people, now they're trying to fake themselves as being a messianic people that's victorious in the apocalypse. But this shit is about. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These motherfuckers are getting ready, because this is the millennium, and they're getting ready to get down with this apocalyptic thing. And the Jews, which is America, is at the heart of it. And then all of a sudden, this God bless America bullshit.
Yeah.
And these prayers and the rabbis and all these people here,
Yeah.
they all coming together. Candlelight visual. Meanwhile, they gotta have an enemy. They can't have an enemy because they tried to have an enemy against black people when they set up this whole Farrakhan thing against the Jews. But we ain't got no history of being against them. That's right. But they couldn't do that, so the only enemy that they could set up this shit could be, got to be the doggone Arabs. See what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, what better way to do it than to make a villain,
Right.
Osama bin Laden, an antichrist?
Right.
You see how this shit is going on now? This is interesting here. This is interesting here, because in this particular book, this is what this guy, this Paulius, isn't that a doggone Jewish name?
Yeah. Oh, so
Stefan Paulius. Isn't that a Jewish name? You see what I'm saying? So they're saying in this particular book that the Antichrist is the Mahdi, which is the Arab's Messiah. You see? Which is the Arab Messiah. He goes on to say that the Mahdi is the Arab Messiah, which we do know. But they're saying that is the Antichrist against the Jewish race. Or against the world. And they're lining up with Nostradamus, man of blue turban, that was supposed to hit the United States and the United States hit back. You see, they're trying to line all this stuff up, but the man in the blue turban was esoteric, and it has a lot to do with the whole harvest thing we're going to get into in a few minutes. So I'm going to give you the other esoteric side, but I'm still trying to probe deep into what's going on, why these 4,000 people didn't show up. And it ain't Israel the state, because Israel the state ain't big as goddamn New Jersey.
Right.
It's America.
Okay.
With the state of Israel being the
Right.
51st state.
Right.
And this connection with this whole racism thing that went down, you see what I'm saying? Where they had called out the doggone people, you see what I'm saying? That is a part of this plague on the Arab people, but you got to understand, the white Christian America has Israel as their pearl. And the state of Israel